Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Dauntless. It's been a while since my last video on this game, seeing as the last time we really got any new information was the end of last year. However, that all changed today. PAX South has been going on this weekend, and Dauntless was, for the first time ever, publicly playable. Sadly, I wasn't able to attend, but I do know quite a few people that have played it. The response has been hugely positive, and thanks to the awesome guys at Phoenix Labs, the guys that make Dauntless, I also have some gameplay that I can share with you guys. In this video, we're going to be taking a super quick look at the newly announced Behemoth Pangar, and also talk a little bit more about combat now that we've actually seen the game being played in full. So if you guys do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated, and comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and of course, if you have any questions, then just shout. Now, Pangar is a bipedal behemoth that is kind of like a cross between a spiky armadillo and a T-Rex. Apologies for the awful analogy, but hey, you get what I mean. It has spines all down its back, it can tuck its head into its chest and roll, and it's also pretty damn huge. In fact, it appears to be the biggest behemoth we've seen. If you've missed any of my previous Dauntless videos, then you might be a little bit out of the loop, but these beasts draw their power from latent ether in the ground. Think of ether as a powerful energy source. Ether comes in various forms, and in the case of Pangar, it harnesses etheric frost energy. You can obviously see in the gameplay, as the fight goes on, that it begins to ice up, for want of a better phrase, and when it's in this state, it also gains additional abilities, such as the ability to put up ice walls like this, in turn zoning off an area. In fact, if you guys are Monster Hunter players, then Pangar kind of reminds me of Baroth, when it covers itself in mud, and then gradually loses it during combat. Also, something else that we haven't really seen before, is when the behemoths enter rage mode. You can see here that Pangar's eyes glow red, and to give you another example, Shrike, the big owlbear, the underlayer of its feathers also emit this red glow. Based purely on what we can see from the gameplay, in this state it appears to become more aggressive, and some of the attack animations change slightly, basically means there's more stuff for you to look out for. So much like Monster Hunter, if you're in this state, then you're going to want to be ultra careful. Now taking a step back for a second to speak a little bit about combat. Having not played this myself, it's obviously something I can't comment on too heavily, but speaking to some of the people that have, combat seems to have good weight to it, but one of the most important things to keep in mind is that all the footage you're seeing is pre-alpha. The game already looks super promising and definitely has plenty that I'm keen to explore, so if it's looking solid this early on, then that's definitely a great sign for things to come. There are obviously more weapons still to be unveiled too, but the weapons being showed off at PAX were the sword, the axe, and the hammer. The hammer is probably the most unconventional one. It also has a gun component to it, which you can use to launch yourself into the air, kind of surf off of it, and from watching the gameplay that Polygon posted over the weekend, it also appears to have some sort of active reload mechanic too, when you're reloading some of those gun shells. Something else I want to highlight as well, and this is something that some of you guys raised in the comments on my last Dauntless video at the end of last year when they showed a small snippet of gameplay, and that was that some of the combat looks a little bit slow. Now do bear in mind that the weapons that are being used here are also big, heavy hitting weapons, so axe, hammer, and effectively like a greatsword. None of those weapons are going to be sort of like super fast weapons akin to that of, say, a sword and shield or dual blades. And it's also important to remember that this is a hunting game and not like a hack and slash, so you're not going to be air dashing around and attacking super fast, because part of the difficulty from these style of games comes in the weight of combat, the kind of pacing of combat. If you're able to move too fast, then some of that anticipation and that evasion just sort of doesn't necessarily present itself. So of course, part of combat is reading your opponent, reading your monster, and deciding when is and is not appropriate to attack. Of course, combat in games like this is largely a personal thing, so until we actually get hands-on with, we're not really going to know how it feels for sure. So I'm hoping that based on the fact that there is gameplay at PAX, that an alpha might not be too far away. If that is the case, that'll be super awesome. But for the time being, I'm going to wait patiently. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. But thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.